herzlich willkommen zurück zu Game of Thrones. Wir sind in Königsmund bei Mira, der Magd von Marjorie, und Marjorie hat uns gerade zum Gespräch gebeten. Ja, ich bin gespannt, was dabei rauskommt, und das erfahren wir jetzt.
From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment you, and by extension, me. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
What do I say?
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Oh, ich habe Angst. Ich möchte
See if
nicht
the
mit
Queen
Cersei
Regent is
sprechen.
ready to receive us.
Nein, ich habe Angst vor ihr. No. Was hat denn der für ein komisches lila Gesicht?
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
Ist sie aufrichtig? Sie scheint mir eifersüchtig zu sein, ein bisschen. Ich weiß nicht, wer das ist, aber sie hat uns so komisch beobachtet. Oh, ich habe Angst. Ah, Tyrion ist auch dabei.
You can do this.
I hope so. Oh, ich muss selber laufen. Entschuldigung, ich habe vergessen, dass ich laufen kann. Ich habe ein bisschen Angst. Ich habe Angst vor Cersei Lannister.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is. The girl can speak for her house.
Joffrey is the one true king, Your Grace.
And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
They were the Wardens of the North. We all served at the pleasure of the king.
Clever girl.
Danke.
Perhaps too clever for her own good.
The girl did name Joffrey as the one true king.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Ah, total.
Roose Bolton also served the Starks, Your Grace.
and proved his loyalty to the crown by bringing their house to a swift and sudden end. Old allegiances are not easily abandoned, but now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Was?
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
I see.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
Oh God.
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
would...
would...
Let the girl answer the question. Go on.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
Sie hat doch gesagt,
She
wir sollen das sagen.
is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Warum guckt sie so? Sie hat gesagt, wir sollen das sagen, was der Königin gefällt. Das habe ich getan, oder? Wow. Er hat uns geholfen, das fand ich nett.
I'll walk you out.
Ich finde den Weg schon...
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
Rather odd, if that's what she asked of you. But I'm sure she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that?
Na,
It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested such a thing.
I'm sorry, Lord Tyrion, but it's a risk I cannot afford.
I admire your discretion. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already. Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
oh ja. Okay, da war ich ein bisschen zu langsam. Den letzten habe ich nicht mehr rechtzeitig geklickt. Oh Mann, also ich glaube, Cersei ist richtig gut getroffen, denn ich habe Gänsehaut. Ich habe Angst vor der Frau. Und ich weiß nicht, ob das jetzt gut war, was ich gemacht habe oder nicht. Ich war ein bisschen irritiert, dass Marjorie zwischendurch so ein bisschen angepisst geguckt hat, als wäre sie nicht einverstanden mit dem, was wir gesagt haben. Aber sie hat uns doch vorher, bevor wir reingegangen sind, hat sie doch gesagt, auch wenn du was anderes fühlst, sag das, was die Königin hören möchte. Und das habe ich versucht. Oder ich habe es halt versucht, ein bisschen zu umgehen. Aber ja, ich weiß nicht, ob das jetzt gut oder schlecht war. Oder man weiß es nicht. Ich weiß nicht, was passieren wird. Das macht mich fertig. Aber das ist Game of Thrones. Das ist eigentlich genau richtig so. Ja, schauen wir weiter.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
I'd rather not discuss it, if you don't mind.
Of course not. It must have been horrible. But at least it's over now.
Na, schauen wir mal.
Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back. Here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true. And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour. Which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
Put it back.
We're just having a bit of fun. That's probably for the best. I've heard he's a bit perverse. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen?
Bleh.
He does have a certain look about him. And he's always treated Lady Marjorie well. Which is more than you can say for his mother.
I don't want to be queen, no matter who I'd have to marry.
Don't want to be queen? You northerners. You'd make a perfect scepter. Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing? Well? Sarah?
We're sorry, my lady. We were just having fun.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display, Mira.
Gott sei Dank.
I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Klar. Sure. Auf jeden Fall.
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. Your words to Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Ja, nachdem wir das ja jetzt schon gesagt haben, können wir ja mal fragen.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
Ich weiß nicht, ob wir ihr vertrauen können.
I prefer to speak with you alone.
Ja, wenn das in falsche Ohren gerät, was wir sagen. Ja, tut mir leid, Sarah.
Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks. And now you would have me ask him to intervene? Is the situation that dire? Joffrey will not look favorably on such a request.
It is that dire, my lady. I fear for my family's safety.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Margaery, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Das war schon sehr mutig für eine Magd. Und wir sind wieder bei Gared Tuttle auf dem Weg zur Mauer. Oh, das klingt nicht gut. Na toll.
Seven Hells.
Ja, hättest du das Pferd mal festgehalten? Oh nein. Oh.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
Ah, er.
Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat?
Oh Gott. Was soll ich machen? Mich hier... Ah.
Not my best work, unfortunately. I suppose I have fallen out of practice. But he didn't make it easy, what with all that bloody noise.
Like a drowning cat. I thought he'd never stop.
As my father likes to say, a naked man holds few secrets, but the flayed man holds none.
Pity he didn't know your father is the Warden of the North.
He does now. How much further is it to these foresters?
A day, my lord. 2 at most.
What was that?
My lord?
Shh! Listen.
Oh, bitte nicht.
There. Hear that? I know I heard something.
Ah. Oh Gott.
Never mind. We've wasted enough time already.
Oh, Alter. Wir wären sowas von tot gewesen. Oh, Ramsay ist auf dem Weg zu den Foresters. Oh, ich will das nicht. Ich will nicht, dass er dahin geht. Der ist so unberechenbar. Also bei Cersei kann man sich ja noch denken, was sie hören will und so weiter. Die ist nicht... Ja, die ist halt auch gemein, aber nicht ganz so unberechenbar wie Ramsay Bolton. Da ist wieder der gehäutete Mann, das Wappen des Hauses Bolton. Ich will das gar nicht sehen. Oh.
Bloody hell.
Fuck. War das irgendjemand, den wir kannten? Den wir hätten kennen müssen? Oh Mann.
Lord Ethan! As I was saying, you are young. And there are those within these walls who are uncertain of your leadership. But 300 generations of Forester Lords stand behind you. Lord Gerhard the Tall, who founded our house, and your grandfather, Lord Thorin the Bold, who seized back the river valley from the White Hills.
What did they call my father?
Lord Gregor the Good.
Und was
He
werden
was
sie mich
fair
nennen?
and wise, and courageous in battle.
And what will they call me?
That is for you to define as the new Lord. These were your father's people to lead and protect, and now they're yours. But your father did not bear this responsibility alone. He and every Forester Lord before him chose one man whom they trusted above all others, the Lord Sentinel. Forester traditions demand that a new Lord Sentinel must be chosen.
Keep walking, you craven son of a whore. Move! Summon the Lord! We need his judgment.
I've done nothing wrong! I was only trying to survive!
Lord Ethan. Maester.
Who is this man?
This craven is a deserter and a thief.
This house is doomed! We all fucking know it!
Quiet, thief. Eric was supposed to be guarding our weapons, but instead we caught him stealing them.
2 shields and 3 spears.
Is what Sir Royland said true?
Yes, my lord. I fled. We should all flee. It's not stealing if you're taking what's yours by right.
He speaks true.
I've a family to feed, and not 2 coins to rub together since Lord Gregor left us to rot here. Where's our pay? Our share of bread and wine grows smaller every day.
Leave the poor man alone!
Mercy, go!
Lord Ethan, I know these words are hard, but they're honest. This house is falling. We'll never survive the coming winter. Most of us won't even live to see it.
We are in this together.
You say that, but it won't be you who's starving come winter.
You'll address him as Lord. Lord Ethan, you must decide the punishment. Lord Gregor always took a thief's fingers. 3 of them.
Now may not be the time for harsh punishment. The men are on edge as it
The
is.
men need to know they cannot do whatever the fuck they please. Their lord will not permit it.
He's a thief!
We can send him to the war.
Leave the man alone. Show him mercy, my lord. He stole from us.
Von der Mauer aus kann er seine Familie auch nicht versorgen. Mit 3 Fingern vielleicht noch. Oder
I will
mit
decide.
3 Fingern weniger.
Take his fingers. He's a thief!
If you punish me, you'll be punishing an innocent man. It will be an injustice, my lord.
Du hast
Please,
zugegeben, was
my
du getan
lord.
hast.
My family depends on me.
Oh Mann. Er hat zugegeben, dass er Waffen gestohlen hat. Wenn ich ihn davonkommen lasse, macht das demnächst jeder. Wenn ich ihn zur Mauer schicke, kann er seine Familie nicht mehr versorgen. Mit 3 Fingern weniger kann er das vielleicht doch. Und das war auch die Strafe, die unser Vater verhängt hätte. Oh, das ist echt hart, aber ich bin dafür, ihm 3 Finger abzunehmen. Duck?
I, Ethan of House Forrester, Lord of Ironrath, name you a thief. The price for your crime is 3 of your fingers.
No! Please, my lord! My lord, please! Please, no!
My lord, normally it is the lord's duty to carry out the sentence.
Oh,
I
nein.
am willing to carry it out, if you do not feel ready.
I will carry out the sentence.
Der Mann, der das Urteil spricht, sollte das Schwert führen. Darf ich noch auswählen, welche Finger?
Justice, my lord!
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck it. Alter, ist das hart. Oh.
That was certainly unpleasant, but a lord must mete out punishment when it's due. Not just yourself, of course. You can weigh on any lord.
Maester, what do you think?
Me?
Yes. Did I do what's right?
As Maester, I cannot support mutilation. You heard what the thief said. I expect this sort of thing will happen again. But a sentinel can help you in the face of disloyalty. You need someone you can trust by your side. Someone you can rely on, no matter the circumstance. Possessing wisdom and experience.
And I'm sure you think you'd be the perfect choice.
Me? Oh, gods no. I can't get involved. I am a maester. At the Citadel, I swore an oath to serve as such. There are 2 capable men for the role. They both want the job, but neither thinks very highly of the other.
How do I decide between them?
Talk to them. Solicit the opinion of people close to you. Here, the bracer of the Sentinel. The badge of office. Tonight is your first small council meeting. It would be wise to bestow this bracer upon your chosen Sentinel then, to show that you are decisive and in control of this house. Your Sentinel will wear this for all to see.
I understand. I'll do it now.
Come speak with me when you're ready to convene the small council, my lord.
Okay, wir sollen also unseren Sentinel wählen aus diesen beiden, aus Duncan oder Sir Royland. Aber ich weiß nicht genau, was das für ein Posten ist. Das scheint so eine Art enger Vertrauter zu sein. Und jetzt haben wir hier wieder die Möglichkeit, uns umzuschauen. Okay, ich fand das schon ziemlich hart gerade. Aber das sind die Entscheidungen, die ein Lord treffen muss. Und ja, ich habe gerade gesehen, hier hinten saß auch hier hinten, genau, Ryan saß auch hier hinten. Der hat das auch mit angesehen. Ich würde gerne wissen, was er davon hält. Aber ich gucke gerade auf den Timer und würde sagen, wir machen an dieser Stelle in der nächsten Folge weiter. Ja, krasse Entscheidungen, die man hier treffen muss. Aber vor allem wissen wir noch nicht, wo das hinführt. Also ich weiß nicht, inwiefern die Entscheidungen, die ich jetzt treffe, die zukünftigen Handlungen hier beeinflussen. Und ob mir das überhaupt klar wird. Also ob ich überhaupt dann sehe, alles klar, hätte ich damals was anderes entschieden, dann wäre das jetzt anders gelaufen oder so. Ich bin sehr gespannt, wenn wir an den Punkt kommen, wo das wirklich mal quasi, wo es die Folgen zu sehen gibt. Und ja, ich würde sagen, wie gesagt, wir machen in der nächsten Folge weiter. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zusehen und freue mich, wenn ihr beim nächsten Mal wieder mit dabei seid. Also, macht's gut und bis dann.